if you hate completely honest, unbiased whiskey reviews, you're probably going to hate our channel because that's what we do over here because we're drinking this totally blind. We have no idea what this is, what it could be. It's probably whiskey. That's about all we know. Let's get into this.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh, and we don't know what we're drinking, but she is the social sipper of the two of us.
I am. Hi.
Hopefully brings you a little bit more of a down-to-earth opinion. I'm the whiskey nerd. I'll try to give you some tasting notes. If you're new here, that's the way we roll. And yeah, we've drawn this at random from our blind sample pool full of a bunch of things.
This is how we do it.
This is how we do it.
That's what it made me think of. Sorry. Couldn't help it.
Our sample pool is full of a bunch of bourbons and ryes, most of which we've never had before, so we are not familiar, but we are going to get right into this. Smell it, taste it, give it a rating, find out the price, see if that changes how we feel about what we just tasted before we find out what we're drinking. Very simple format, but very effective at removing the bias. What do you think?
I have thoughts. This smells very sweet.
It does smell sweet.
Like too sweet? Question mark?
I feel like I'm going to drop an Aaronism here, but I'm getting a little bit of tire store in here.
Oh, interesting.
There's like this faint smell of pleasant rubber in the air.
Kids' leather shoes. I'm getting white leather, not tire leather.
Now, a lot of times what that comes from is just the barrel interaction, the way the vanilla and they're called like vanillins or something.
Oh, really?
In the wood, yeah. And I've heard it on tours before and long since forgotten it, but you're getting kind of that mixture of this vanilla and smokiness from the barrel char, but not like Scotch smokiness. It's not like that.
Right.
It's just like this kind of pleasant, sweet funk.
It does smell pleasant. It does smell very sweet, which makes me nervous because I don't typically like super sweet things, super sweet drinks in general.
Yeah.
It smells good though. Yeah,
now vanilla caramel, like a gooey caramel, like melted down caramel.
Yeah.
That I'm getting out of this.
Ooey gooey. It smells ooey gooey.
Yeah, like a light brown sugary sweetness too. Let's get this on the palate.
Okay. Whoa.
I don't know how to feel about that. Whoa. It hit a second gear on the finish.
It's not as sweet on the palate. It's kind of light. The viscosity is kind of thin.
Yeah.
And I'm getting coffee on the finish.
The finish to me hit
beans.
with the sweetness. That's where the sweetness came in for me, on the finish.
I'm getting coffee beans. Like,
really?
My mouth, I'm tasting like what I smell when you grind coffee.
Well, now you're saying that, and I feel like I can kind of smell it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to influence you, but
you're fine.
I had to speak my truth, man.
Yeah, no, I kind of feel like I'm getting that smell a little bit in here.
I'm not getting the smell, but I get it on the palate.
Yeah, like an open container of roasted coffee beans that you're smelling a little bit from a distance. Your nose isn't buried in there because it's not that strong. It's kind of faint. So, yeah, the nose is generally pleasant. The palate kind of surprised me, though. It took me off guard because, like you said, it was light, kind of airy, and didn't have as much punch as I thought.
Well, and it's not as sweet as the nose. The nose smells almost sickeningly sweet. The palate is not sweet at all, almost, to me. It almost can be kind of dry. It's quite like the switcheroo.
The second sip, I'm getting your dryness, but it's not heavy to me. It's just kind of a faint dryness from the woodiness.
It's not a heavy dryness, but it's made its presence known. It's not like in the background. It's dry, but it's not heavy.
So this is interesting because I think you and I are having slightly different experiences with the same pour.
You think?
Which different palates will read things differently, which is why we always encourage, if you do watch our channel, kind of try to latch on to whether you like sweet bourbon like me, or do you prefer something that's a little bit more like earthy and not cloyingly sweet like you like.
Everything kind of balanced. So even the sweetness, I like that balanced down with all the other things. I don't like things that are too sweet. Sorry, I'm shedding.
Yeah, so to my point about us having two different experiences, I am getting a lot of sweetness on this. Faint drying oak, but the predominant thing I'm getting underneath that is just a lot of sweetness. It's not as outright forward as I was expecting it to be based on the nose. It's kind of laying under that oak, but I like that. Like it has quite a bit of sweetness to me. It's not hugely overly over the top sweet by any sense, but
yeah, I'm not getting that at all.
Yeah, I like this. Where are you at on this?
I'm between a thumbs up and just okay.
Okay.
I think I'm going to have to go just okay because it smelled pretty sweet. It tasted not like it smells. I don't like that. I don't like it when things don't match. So I'm going to go just okay.
Yeah, I see you there, and if you were not going to go just okay, I was going to protest. Because you're talking about this like it's a just okay glass of whiskey for you. And if you went thumbs up, you would just be trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And we're not here for that.
I know.
Not that you're not nice.
It's
You are nice.
It's
fine.
Good. It's fine.
But just
it's
okay.
It's not to my taste.
But just okay doesn't mean we don't like it or we don't think it's good. It just means for us and our palates, it might not be our thing.
Right.
And this isn't exactly your wheelhouse. It is honestly a little bit more to my wheelhouse.
Yeah, you would think, though, it's not super sweet on the palate. You would think that it is more towards my wheelhouse, but it's like not got... There's something missing there for me that I need. I don't know what it is, though.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
It's a soft thumbs up. I honestly don't have a frame of reference for what something like this would cost. I mean, I've had bottles that were $50 or $60 that kind of hit on the same type of experience. I would love for it to be 30, watch it be like 300 or something. That's how things tend to go around here. This is number 66 in our pool. What is our price tag on this?
We are looking at about 100 buckaroos for this here pour.
Okay. I mean, it seems to have some age on it to me. I'm not surprised at the price necessarily. Of course, prices are going up so much these days, it's hard to be surprised anymore.
True.
But to be honest, I'm probably going to take my thumbs up down to a just okay because I do like it, but it's not the type of thing that I reach for all the time. And for $100, I tend to personally want a little bit more proof.
What would you be willing to spend on it?
I don't know. I feel like $50, $60 is about what I want to spend for what seems like this proof point and this type of experience. Would I spend more than that in a moment of weakness? Sure. I'd do it more than I would care to admit.
Yeah.
But truthfully speaking, this to me is it's good, solid, what tastes like bourbon.
Okay.
And I like it. But at $100, I don't necessarily have to have a bottle. But if some of the things we said here are of interest to you, it's certainly not a ripoff. I don't think at $100. I just wish it were a little bit more inexpensive, which is how I feel about almost all whiskey.
Yeah, I think for me, if I had spent $100 on it, I would be slightly disappointed. I wouldn't feel ripped off, to your point, but I would probably share this out and not drink much of it. I'm going to have to go thumbs down.
Okay.
Just because it's not for me. And it's a higher price tag for something that's not for me.
That's fair. Let's
Okay.
find out what we're drinking.
All right. Whoa. Michter's Toasted Sour Mash.
Oh.
It's 86 proof.
I think it drinks higher than that.
It drinks higher than that.
Okay.
And this is thanks to Bill and Delia Kavanaugh.
This is making sense. Thank you guys. This is making a lot of sense. So
it's a bourbon, not a rye.
It's technically, I don't think even a bourbon.
What is it?
So Michter's has bourbon, rye, and then they have sour mash whiskey, which I think is aged in used barrels. Or there's something that disqualifies it from. I think it is a bourbon mash bill, like the grain bill that makes up the whiskey is qualified as bourbon. But I think it is
not
aged.
New oak.
I'm almost sure it's aged in used barrels. So they take that and then they put it in a toasted barrel. So the toasted barrel's bringing probably some of that thing that you're not quite feeling.
I don't think that process is something that I like. I don't think it needs it. This goes to just don't be extra. Like, don't try to be extra.
Do less.
Just do less.
Do less.
And it's going to be better in my mind. Do less.
I don't know. They have a regular shelf product of sour mash that's not toasted. I don't think we've ever tried it, but I wish we kind of had a bottle of this so that we could put it into a head-to-head against the regular sour mash.
Yeah, to compare.
And compare in a totally double blind, does this strike us the same way?
Yeah,
how does it compare to the shelf sour mash? Honestly, I would probably just buy the shelf sour mash and I wouldn't worry about this because, like I said, the price tag is high and the proof is low and those things typically don't align for me personally.
Yeah.
I get it. Michter's is a premium product with a premium price tag and they're doing some extra work by toasting this product. I don't think
or double barreling it.
It's toasted double barreling it in a toasted barrel, but it's not double oaked. It's different. It's a different process than double oaking. It's a different char on the barrel for a different end result. And the
more you know.
You got to pay for that if you want this bottle on your shelf. I don't need this bottle on my shelf, so I think this kind of falls in line. Yeah. I think I've had the opportunity to buy this a couple times now and have passed it up every time just because I don't want to pay it. but it's fine. Like, I enjoy it. I'm happy to have a pour of it right now. And if that sounds like, if what we're saying here kind of sounds like it's up your alley and you do appreciate higher quality, low proof stuff and you're willing to pay the price, by all means, if you can get your hands on this, it's worth checking out. Or if you see it in a restaurant or a bar, maybe grab a pour. But it is what it is. Things are what they are.
Yeah.
It is a low proof, toasted product from a company that releases things at a somewhat premium price tag. It's exactly what it is. It's not blowing my hair back. Didn't blow your hair back.
No.
You still got your socks on?
I don't have socks on.
Okay. But if you did...
My slippers are still on, though.
Did it blow your slippers off?
Did not blow my slippers off.
Okay. So there you go. If you like this style of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That'll get it in your feed. And you'll see us do more of these tastings without any of the bias of labels and price tags and all that stuff influencing us. And be sure to check out our Patreon while you're down there. Clicking around, you can join up, get in over on Discord through Patreon for our paid members. And it's a great community of people. That's also where we release our barrel picks. And they go all the way down through all the tiers. And if they make it through all those tiers, there is a free tier that they then release to. So even if you don't want to pay to be a part of the community, that's totally fine. It's an awesome community, well worth the price of admission at $3 at the first tier. But if you don't want to pay that, that's totally fine too. Getting in on the free tier will get you access to the barrel picks that make it all the way through. And you can also find shirts such as this one over at stuffandwhiskey.com.
Y'all.
And I think that's all the housekeeping out of the way. Let's get out of here.
That's it for today. Be good to each other, and until next time.
Cheers.